Welcome to Community Connections. This is our second season, and we're here again with our favorite pediatrician, Dr. Greg Savel. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me, Laura. It's great to be with you.
Thank you for joining us again this season. Always very exciting, having the summer off and some relaxation. I don't know about you, but I didn't get any.
No, never relaxation in my life, but that's okay.
Well, the students are glad to be back. I know the parents are really glad to have their students back. So let's talk a little bit about that movement from summer into the sleeping routines,
Sure.
the healthy eating, suggestions for parents.
Well, I'm glad you just brought up those two things because, you know, it all starts at home health. And one of the most important things is this sleep issue we have now. Because a lot of kids get away with things during the summer that during the year is going to be a problem. Those connected devices, those kids who have their cell phones or tablets under the covers and the glow of the light as they're looking up one last thing or chatting with their friends and claiming in the morning they didn't get any sleep. And we know that sleep hygiene is the most important thing in the world to keep healthy. Parents promising to take those devices away from their kids at least an hour before bed so their brain can relax and they can get more sleep. It's something that we think about but seldom enforce. Get away from those 3 hours of video games every day in the middle of the summer and get back to the schedule the way it's supposed to be during the school year. And of course after that, as you said, nutrition. Kids get up late. We know how hard it is for moms and dads to wake up the boys and girls and the men and women before they go off to school, but you've got to get them up in enough time to give them a good meal of protein, fat, and carbohydrates so their brains have the calories and the energy they need to get to lunch. And then of course, good physical fitness, good 60 minutes of physical fitness. Sometimes there could be some exercise before school, really get your body working, and certainly after to keep them active, keep them away from the connected devices, and set the kids up for a wonderful school year.
Thank you. Great suggestions. And they do have to get back into that routine.
Absolutely.
All of us do.
Oh, for sure.
Well, the topic today probably is one that has come to the attention and fairly quickly,
Right.
at least for us as educators,
Sure.
this vaping.
Yes.
And so I almost feel it's at the epidemic level where students are feeling that it's safe, it's an alternative to cigarettes. So share with us a little bit about what you're seeing with student use of vaping.
Well, it's become a big disaster. You know, how many decades did it take us to show people the dangers of cigarette smoke? And now, as it turns out, some of the very same companies who are nearly out of business because they can no longer make as many cigarettes are now the ones behind these other products. But it turns out it's even worse. There's no regulation. The chemicals in the Juul cigarettes, the chemicals in the vaping, and the other aerosols are probably much worse than any kind of tobacco product. And of course, they all contain nicotine.
Sure.
Anybody who believes there aren't addictive and addicting compounds inside these aerosolized products the kids are using are wrong. How else are we going to get the kids to keep using them? So now it's time again to put on our boxing gloves and get out there and fight to get kids to realize what they're doing is actually worse for their health than even smoking.
Yes, absolutely. And we're excited to bring our students back
Absolutely.
for our What's
Yes.
Up Doc segment to ask you some questions.
Look forward to it.
And when we come back to Community Connections, we'll be visiting students from Northeast High School and Medalong Middle School for our What's Up Doc segment.